Hello, we are Erika and Nate Twichell, and we are the directors of AGAPE Year, an Anglican gap year ministry that seeks to anchor young people in Christ through the story to believe in, the family to belong to, and the kingdom to build up. As we've served in this capacity, we've seen God make His manna economy come to life. In the Old Testament, we see the Israelites trusting God for their daily bread, and He provides bountifully. He gives manna for each day, His daily bread.
God began building our trust for Him in manna before our call to ministry. Shortly after we got married and our first son was born, my family business closed, and we faced an awful lot of uncertainty. Through some odd jobs and a surprising financial gift, God provided. And this was kind of His way of building us up and preparing us for what was going to be next, answering our call to lead AGAPE Year and be full-time missionaries with SAMs.
I don't think anyone really decides when they grow up they want to support Raise, so this was definitely a step of obedience for us. As we opened ourselves up to seeing God's tangible provision for our financial needs, we were surprised at how He chose to provide this manna. We initially were hoping for one big donor.
A Texas oil billionaire.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. But God chose to raise up instead a robust community around us that we're excited to see God's work for the next generation. And we're willing to trust their treasures to see that happen.
Our first monthly donor was not a Texas oil billionaire. In fact, it was a couple here from Ascension who had been raising support their entire professional lives. And that was a really meaningful marker for us of things to come.
Another early supporter was someone who had found a discarded newsletter here in the children's wing. They read it and sought us out for a conversation. Their hearts too had been burdened for this next generation and to see God's mission come throughout the world. They invested in our work, but also in our lives, and are now very dear friends.
Another couple that supports us financially, we had them over for dinner and were prepared to make our ask. But they had been prepared beforehand. They had been praying that someone would ask them for a way that they could engage with God's kingdom, and it was us who asked.
Another example of God's manna, early on we received a financial contribution from a parishioner who had trusted their estate to the church. Through this gift, we were able to start AGAPE Year. We've been humbled to see the obedience and joy of the saints that have gone before us and trusting God with their finances.
We get to see this trust in God's manna economy ripple forward in the lives of our fellows. They raise their support as well. And just this week, we were meeting with them to pray for God's provision for their own financial need. And we anticipate seeing their faith grow as they see their good Father provide.
But similar to the Israelites, even though we see God provide every day for us, we're always worried about tomorrow. Will God provide tomorrow? And so we are reminded today that God's manna is enough, that it will be enough tomorrow, and that it is good.